Hello, hello. I am back to talk to you about how to make your notepad in Illustrator instead of InDesign. You can do either or, depending upon whether or not you have InDesign on your computer or not. Um, yeah, so here we go. So here's the assignment page. It has some examples. These are ones that I did for, well, looks like myself and a couple of friends. Now that I think about it, I have no idea where these 3 notepads are, or 4. Anyways, it also has our learning goals and learning targets. So what it is you should be able to do by the end of this project. The brief shows the requirements. You're going to design 4 notepads. One of them needs to be for someone else, and 3 of them can be of your choice. So the choice ones can be also for gifts, but one of them you need to be able to consult someone. The idea is for you to have a client, someone that you're actually making something for, that they have input and they can say, oh, I would rather have this, or I would rather have that, or, oh, if you just alter this just a little bit, then, then I will like it better. So that's the idea of the one. Each notepad needs to have a graphic and text. Use a watermark on at least one, so that means you're going to change the opacity on one of them. And then at least one of them needs to have lines to be written on. So opacity is the see-through, like here and here. The lines are on all of these, text and images on all of them. If I can grab my clicky downy, there we go. Research and sketching. So again, like all the projects, you're going to have where you do some research. You're going to go find inspiration of real ones out in the real world. You're going to put those snips in your portfolio as well as any thumbnail sketches you do. The concept presentation, so the one that's here right now shows you for Adobe InDesign. I'm going to do another written out part like this for Illustrator, so don't worry about that. That will be there as well. You can see this one says InDesign, the other one will look just like it, but it will say Photoshop, or not Photoshop, Illustrator. The revisions, so again, if you have any revisions, that's why we always save as the Illustrator or InDesign file first, and then you'll save it again when we get it completed as a PDF if necessary. And this one we will do that. Production, this is where you're going to actually send it to print, so we're going to print, and you'll have 100 copies that we'll make. You will pad those, you will cut those, and they will be notepads. Notepad submission through Canvas and your portfolio. Some example pictures. Those are my demo videos, which are going to be very similar to what I'm going to do now. So, alrighty. That being said, we're going to go to Illustrator instead of InDesign, and we're going to make a new file. For a new file, if there's any here to choose from, you can choose those, but make sure it's on inches, not pixels or points. Make sure it's on inches, please, 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 because that's where kids can run into issues. You're going to do 8.5 by 11 because that's notepad size. If you type it in backwards, you can just flip these and it'll flip back the other way. We would like them vertical typically. If you would like it to be horizontal, you can do it that way. Most pads don't go that way, but that's okay. You can be unique if you'd like. I'm going to do mine portrait orientation. I just need one artboard, so that should be fine there. And this should all be good. Sometimes we change it to RGB. I don't believe we need it for this one. So I'm going to press create. I don't have my rulers, so to get rulers, I'm going to press Control R. And I have rulers now. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys how to do is set up the document. So I'm going to click on, sorry, I should have told you what I was doing before I did it. I'm going to click on the ruler. I'm going to do Control Z. All right, there we go. Click on the ruler and I'm going to pull. Click and pull, and you can, I'm pointing at my screen. You can see up here at the top that that's at the 1/2 inch mark. Okay, so I'm going to go 1/2 inch marks. I'm going to click and drag again. I'm going to go 1/2 inch here because it's 8.5 wide. So I'm going to go to 8. I'm going to pull down 1/2 inch line here. I think I kind of missed, so I can move it if I miss. Dope. Control Z, undo, because I was on the box, not the clicky. I'm going to go up and then come down, because sometimes it wants to snap too and it's weird. There we go. Pull down. Uh-oh, it's in my way. I got a thing on my screen that is messing with me. I think it's right here. So there's our 1/2 inch border all the way around the edges. I also need a gutter down the middle. So half of 8 1/2 is 4 1/4. So I'm going to go with 4 1/4 right here. Half of 11 is 5 1/2. So I'm looking at the side. Oop, I missed. Looking at the side. And 5 1/2 is here. Okay, so that's where we're going to cut when we actually cut this in half. But now I'm going to go to 1/4 inch to each side. 1/4 inch. Oh, it is 1/4 inch. These are supposed to be 1/4, not halves. Ha ha. Just kidding. Just kidding. 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch. So I'm cutting that amount in half. It's 2 little dashes on this computer. 1/4 inch. There we go. And I'm going to put another 1/4 inch on the other side of my middle. 1/4 inch on the other side of the middle here. 2 little dashes. 1/4 inch here. 2 little dashes. And then you can leave that middle one or you can get rid of it. Doesn't matter. That's going to be your cut line. So now we have a 1/4 inch all the way around this tablet, all the way around this tablet, all the way around all 4 of them. I'm going to delete this middle thing. Click, delete, click, delete, because we don't need that. Okay. The notepad that you're going to make is right here. Well, should I put that back? I'll put it back. All right. So I'm going to leave those there. You can lock those. So what I typically do is somewhere on layers, somewhere there's a lock guides. I don't ever do it. So I always just put it on a new layer. So my guides are on this layer. I know there's a lock guide somewhere. I just can't remember right now. So I'm just going to lock this layer and I'm going to make a new layer. Okay, so all of my real artwork is going to go on this new layer. And now even if I try to do these, I can't even select them to do anything to them. All right, so they're just not, they're not gettable, I guess is not the lovely word I'm going to use. Gettable. Anyways, that's how we're going to set up our document for our project. So I'm going to press pause here. I'm going to save this one and then I'll come back to show you how to create.